Yo, what is good, Jets Nation? Welcome back to Jets Media. This is Richie. In this video, I want to talk about the potential of the New York Jets going out there and trading for a wide receiver. Obviously, this is all speculation. We do not know if this is going to happen, but we all know that the Jets have a glaring need at the wide receiver position just in terms of giving a big-time upgrade. I love Elijah Moore. I like Corey Davis as a number 2. I think we need to re-sign Braxton Berrios, but I also think that the New York Jets, if they want to be smart and surround our young quarterback with big-time weapons, they should be super aggressive this offseason by bringing in a number 1 receiver, and there's a lot of different routes that they can take. They can either do what we're going to talk about in this video by trading for a big-time guy. They can hand someone the bag in free agency, such as Devontae Adams, which is very unlikely, or they can go out there and draft another player early in the first round at number 10, or if they want to draft someone in the second round like we did with Elijah Moore. There's a lot of options, but in this video, I want to talk about 3 specific wide receiver targets in the trade market because there's a lot of rumors speculating that these 3 teams are interested in moving on from them. And again, it's all rumors. I have no idea if it's true or not. This is more hypothetical scenarios and if the Jets should be aggressive and if the Jets should be interested in any of these 3 receivers. So before I hop into the video, I just want to mention, if you guys are new to Jets Media, make sure you smash that subscribe button. And if you enjoy great content like this, don't forget to like the video as well. And also subscribe to me, or follow me as I should say, on NY Jets Media over on Twitter and Instagram. I got a lot of content coming your way in the offseason. As you guys can see, I've been posting a lot more consistently after I took a couple weeks off. And I'm so excited to continue this grind of making Jets content for you guys all throughout the offseason. So let's get right into the video. So as you can tell from the title and the thumbnail, the 3 wide receivers we'll be focusing on is Atlanta Falcons, Calvin Ridley, Seattle Seahawks, DK Metcalf, and Dallas Cowboys wide receiver Amari Cooper. So these 3 wide receivers, there's a lot of rumors, surrounding, the NFL that they might be interested in trading them. You heard Jerry Jones say something about Amari Cooper, that he's getting paid a lot of money and he's not producing at the level that he's expecting. And the Seattle Seahawks, we know that they're looking for draft capital, and DK Metcalf is going to be looking to get paid, and maybe the Seattle Seahawks don't really want to give him that money. They'd rather just go with the tank, and maybe Russell Wilson's gone and they're trying to just do a rebuild, and hey, we have their first round pick. Thank you very much, Seattle. And of course, the Calvin Ridley situation, we've talked about it on this channel a bunch of times. You guys know my thoughts about that, so let's just jump right into it. So we're going to start off with Calvin Ridley briefly because I already talked about him a lot on this video. So Calvin Ridley's 27 years old, and if you look at his career numbers for the Atlanta Falcons, obviously last year he didn't play a lot. He only had 5 games in total for the Atlanta Falcons after missing the rest of the season. But if you look at his numbers in 2020, 1,374 yards and 9 touchdowns. So there's no debating that Calvin Ridley at 27 years old is in the prime of his career. But the only issue right now is what's going on with his mentality, and that's the reason why he was not able to play. I think the only thing that the Jets should be worried about is making sure that he wants to play football, because the last thing the Jets should do is bring in somebody that is just not all there mentally, because that's what it's all about. You have to have passion for the game, and we know that the Jets value love for the game of football. If you hear Robert Saleh, he always talks about it. Same with Joe Douglas. So maybe Calvin Ridley is not even on their radar simply because of that factor. But this is just hypothetically speaking. Say Calvin Ridley's all there and he wants to move out of Atlanta Falcons and he feels like the best is yet to come. I feel like the Jets should be aggressive and definitely bring him in terms of bringing a number 1 receiver, because Calvin Ridley next to Elijah Moore, Corey Davis just makes a lot of sense in terms of his play on the field. But of course, the off the field stuff needs to be squared away, and that needs to be the focus point if they're going to trade for him. I don't know what the trade package would be. I would not give up a first round pick for Calvin Ridley, like I said in this channel multiple times. If he checks out mentally, I would love to give up maybe a 2nd and a potential 5th or something around those lines. So definitely should be aggressive. The next player is DK Metcalf, 24 years old. One of my favorite receivers in the NFL in terms of like the new age receivers. I remember doing a lot of homework on him in the draft whenever he got drafted, like two or 3 years ago, and I wanted the Jets to draft him so bad, but he fell so far in the 2nd round to the Seattle Seahawks, and I was shocked when it happened, and he was an absolute stud. I mean, his rookie season, he had 900 yards, 7 touchdowns. His sophomore season, he had 1,300 yards for 10 touchdowns, and last season, he had 967 yards and 12 touchdowns. So DK Metcalf is just an absolute monster, 6'4", 230, goes up there, gets the high point, speed after the catch. He's just a crazy, crazy wide receiver that is just, they don't really make a lot of receivers that size and that physicality and that much speed. So say the Seattle Seahawks are trying to rebuild. Joe Douglas knows how to call the Seattle Seahawks and say, hey, what's good? We love to trade with you. we'll give you this and this and that for DK Metcalf. I don't know what the trade package would be, but say the Seattle Seahawks are interested in moving on from him, I think that Joe Douglas and the Jets should at least be on the phone talking what would it take to bring DK here, because that is somebody that can absolutely change the complete dynamic of the New York Jets offense if DK Metcalf came. Unfortunately, I feel like DK would be the price would be a little more higher. We might have to give up a future first-round pick. I would not want to give up a first-rounder this year. We need to hold on to our 4th and 10th pick, and we can use those picks, this season in terms of maybe trading back at 10 or using that on a receiver if we not trade for one. Obviously, there's a lot of different avenues the Jets can go about, but in this video, I'm just talking about complete speculation on if these 3 receivers were available in the trade market. The Jets should at least be making the call. So DK Metcalf, 24 years old, if he's available, if Pete Carroll and the Seattle Seahawks are going the rebuild route, Russell Wilson's walking out the door, because that's, obviously a thing on the table that we'll see that happens this offseason. And if the Seattle Seahawks just don't have the cap in order to pay DK Metcalf the amount of money that he's going to be looking for in free agency, then it might be in the best interest for that organization to get some type of return instead of him leaving in free agency. So if that's the case, the Jets should definitely be interested, because DK Metcalf, like I said, one of my favorite receivers in the NFL. And the last player I want to talk about, which is Amari Cooper, wide receiver for the Dallas Cowboys. He's 27 years old. We all know his career. He started off with the Raiders, had 4 seasons there, gets traded to the Cowboys, and he has 4 seasons there. So he's an 8-year vet. He's coming off not really a down year. If you look at his numbers, 2021, he had 865 yards with 8 touchdowns. That's also with all the weapons on the Cowboys. They got CeeDee Lamb, they got Schultz, they got a lot of players on that offense. So Dak Prescott loves to spread the ball around. But his last 2 seasons with the Cowboys had over 1,000 yards on the season. And I feel like he's an established vet in this league that his route running is elite and his separation is elite. His hands is great. And like I said, if the Dallas Cowboys are trying to, release some cap space and they feel like CeeDee Lamb is going to take over that offense and they feel like they have a future for that offense in terms of without Amari Cooper, because even Cedric Wilson looked great, to be honest. That's a wide receiver over there that I feel like they're going to be developing over time. So say hypothetically the Cowboys want to move on from Amari Cooper. The Jets should definitely make the call, because like I said, we need a big-time upgrade at the wide receiver spot alongside Elijah Moore and Corey Davis. And I want an established veteran. I'm all on board. Say we don't go the veteran route. Say we just go into free agency. We sign someone like a 1-year deal, a couple of veterans, and then we go into the draft and we take a big-time blue-chip receiver in the 1st or 2nd round. Okay, that's a different avenue. But where the Jets are at right now, I feel like they need an established veteran, bona fide receiver that has experience in this league, that we don't have to worry about developing over time, that we can come here and we know what we're getting. That's that side of the coin. But then the other side, you can say, well, we want to draft one for Zach Wilson to develop over time so they can have that connection for the future. Elijah Moore, that's exactly what's going to happen over there. But yeah, I feel like if the Jets want to make a big-time move and big-time splash this offseason, I feel like that they have the ammunition to get it done. And Joe Douglas said in the offseason press conference, he said that, we have the ability to be in on every single trade target in the NFL, because we have the ammo, we have the cap space, we have the draft capital in order to make it happen, where the Jets can sacrifice some stuff without really feeling like they gave up anything, because that's what Joe Douglas has been doing. They've been supplementing through the draft beautifully, and that's the one thing we're waiting to see Joe Douglas do. He's done a ton of amazing trades for value in terms of giving up our own players for picks. What we have not seen him do yet is trading our picks for players, big-time players, and I really think this is the offseason to do that. So guys, that does it for this video. I want to focus on these 3 wide receiver trade targets potentially. We don't even know if any of these 3 receivers will be traded, but that there's rumors circulating in the NFL, so I want to make a hypothetical scenario video about if the Jets should be interested and what type of impact they'll be bringing to the New York Jets. I always connect it, and I know a lot of you guys do as well, to the Stephon Diggs move for the Buffalo Bills. They went out there, they traded a 1st-round pick for an established, bona fide #1 receiver to the young quarterback in Josh Allen, and all of a sudden that offense turned into one of the best offenses in the NFL. Obviously, Josh Allen took that next step. Stephon Diggs was great. So I love that blueprint. I love that mentality. Bringing in an established wide receiver alongside your rookie quarterback, and we already have great weapons around him for the foundation of the future, like Elijah Moore, like Michael Carter. All we need is a big-time tight end or 2 and a big-time wide receiver, and I like our spot. So guys, leave a comment down below your thoughts of the video, and if you guys are interested in any of these 3 receivers. If you're not interested at all, that's totally okay. Let me know down below in the comments. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Like the video if you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more Jets content. Later.
Peace.